So welcome to this session of chair yoga. Today we're going to work with a really beautiful Dru Yoga sequence, which it's energy block release 2 sequence. It really works through the spine, fantastic for strengthening muscles as well in the legs and the arms, depending how you do it, but it's a really gorgeous workout for the whole body. It's a sequence that I find when I practice it, it really releases energy that I have stuck in my lower back, where I hold myself quite tight on my shoulders as well. And so I find that I have energy to do things that I've been putting off for a while. That seems to be one of its effects. So I hope you really enjoy it. So do keep yourself comfortable. Don't do anything that hurts or that feels awkward for you today. And always listen to your body and do what feels right for you today. Never mind what you did yesterday, but working with how you are actually feeling at the moment. Remember, if a movement is uncomfortable for you to do or difficult, you could always visualize yourself doing it instead. That's a very useful thing to do. It's a very powerful technique and it gives you many of the benefits of actually doing the movement too. So yeah, keeping yourself really, really comfortable. So what we're going to do is get in a great position to move. So if you're sitting, it's a good idea to come forward in your chair a little bit so you're not sitting back and you're able to sit up really nice and straight with the shoulders up above the hips. That's really good. And maybe just taking any spare flesh you might have out from underneath your sitting bones. So good. So we're going to start by shaking the hands and just get really lovely and relaxed in the wrists and in the shoulders and the elbows. We're going to notice the tummy muscles a little bit. Maybe take the arms out to the side and feel how the tummy muscles got tighter then. And if it's okay for you, you could take the arms up over the head as well. Feel those tummy muscles really working because your tummy muscles, let's bring them back down. Your tummy muscles are tightening because your back wants to be looked after. And so as you take the arms away from the side, your body's like, I don't know what she's about to do next. So the tummy muscles tighten just to keep your back really, really comfortable. And then we bring them back down and relax those shoulders. Well done, good job. We are going to do a little bit of strengthening today as well as that beautiful sequence. We're going to work into the leg muscles a little bit, the pelvic floor and the buttocks. So some of these sort of very gentle core work that we're going to do. So let's work into the legs to get them nice and ready for that. We're going to stretch through the heel, point through the ball of the foot, stretch through the heel, point through the ball of the foot, and then maybe draw in a lovely circle with that ankle. So these movements, as well as helping your ankle, are really great for your lower leg circulation as well, really beneficial for that. Shaking the foot, getting it nice and loose and relaxed. Wonderful. And then we're going to rub your knee and tell it it's the most beautiful knee in the whole wide world. It's a really, really great knee. And just the warmth of your hand helps the knee, and having positive thoughts about your body can be really, really helpful. And then if it's okay for you to straighten the leg, we'll do that. But if you prefer to keep the foot down, then you can just keep rubbing your knee instead and let some of that lovely warm energy from your hands soothe your knee. But otherwise, taking the hands on the leg maybe and just straightening that leg out and bending it. And we'll do a few like that, just keeping the knee comfortable. You'll notice probably your thigh muscles are working, tummy muscles are working, your lower back's working a bit. And we're going to do a few just with the foot turned out to the side. It's very good for the alignment of your kneecap, just strengthening that muscle there. Well done. Right, knee up, and then we're going to move your hip around nice and comfortably. So as you draw a circle with the knee, the hip gets rotated in that socket. It's a very lovely feeling, hopefully. And then we'll pop the foot down and just take a moment. Feel what it's like in that leg you just moved. And then compare that to the other leg. And it might just be as simple that you can really feel that leg. And it's really easy to feel what it's like in this leg. There's not a lot happening. So we'll do that on the other side then. We'll push through the heel and then the ball of the foot. And push through the heel and the ball of the foot. And then drawing those lovely big circles. And this is a really lovely way just to feel that energy that you have flowing through your body. It's going in the other direction. That energy just flowing right through, right down into your feet. Really lovely way to work. Shaking the foot if it's comfortable for you. Getting it nice and loose and floppy, relaxing the ankle. And then we'll rub that knee. Tell it it's a gorgeous, gorgeous knee. Well done, knee. It's a very powerful technique. People sometimes feel funny working like this, but it's really, really helpful for your body and for your mind. And then holding that leg muscle, and if you want to straighten the leg out, do. If you want to keep rubbing the knee, just working like that too. So we're going to straighten the leg and bend it, straighten and bend, straighten and bend. And then if you want to do a few, just turning the knee, the foot out towards the side a bit, and it's really helpful for the kneecap to do that. Well done. Give that knee a rub, and then we'll relax the hip by drawing some big circles with that knee, if that's comfortable for you to do. Just noticing what that feels like. And then we pop the foot down. Well done. And just feel. So hopefully now both legs are a little bit awake, a little bit tingly, maybe. And we're going to work a bit into the spine, because we've worked with the arms, we've worked with the legs. So let's work with your lovely back now. So always keep your back nice and comfortable. We're going to start with a beautiful side bend. So maybe leaning onto your left hand, on your left leg, you're going to pick the right shoulder up. If it's comfortable, you could lift the elbow up. And if it's comfortable, lift your arm all the way up and stretch really tall. And if you have osteoporosis, things going on with the bones in your body, just stay there and get that beautiful lengthening. Otherwise, if you want to, you could relax over a little bit and breathe. And then coming back up, we bring the arm down. Well done. So let's do that on the other side. So we're going to lean on the right hand on the right leg, pick the left shoulder up, maybe reach up with the left elbow. If it's comfortable, you could reach up with the left hand and grow really, really tall. Pause there for a moment. Osteoporosis, bone condition, staying here. Otherwise, if you want to, you can do a little bit of a lean. Wonderful. And bring the hand down. And we're going to do that again on each side. So we're going to reach up with the right shoulder, right elbow, right arm, grow tall, stay here, or leaning. Whichever works best for you, for the condition you're in at the moment. Bring up the left elbow and then reaching up with the arm if it's comfortable. Stay here or relaxing over. And then bringing that hand back down, arm working the shoulders around. Good job. So we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So do keep yourself nice and upright. Have the shoulders over the knees rather than leaning and rounding into it. We're going to lift up and twist to your right, come back to the centre and twist left. So just I'm going to do a couple like that, nice and soft, nice and gentle, fairly quick movement, once more each direction. Fantastic. And then relax those shoulders, lift up through the crown of the head. And we're going to work into sitting cats. This is a really lovely way to get your back moving, to stimulate the digestion a little bit. And backs really, really like to move. So it's good to find ways that they feel comfortable moving and then to work with that. So let's take the hands onto the knees maybe and lift up through the chest. And think about your pelvis here. And think about tilting your pelvis towards so the lower part of the pelvis reaches the back of the chair, top part of the pelvis tilts forwards, and you can just lift the chest maybe and reach up. So you're getting a bit of a curve in the lower back, and then we'll come back up straight. Okay, so we tilt the pelvis again to come forward, and then tilt the pelvis to come upright. And we'll do a few like that, breathing in as you come forward and breathing out as you come upright. And just notice what that feels like. So you keep that movement as big or as small as is nice for you. If you have osteoporosis or things going on with the bones, I'd like you to stay with this movement where you come back to an upright position. Otherwise, if it feels comfortable, you could start to round the back a little bit towards the back of the chair and let the head come forwards. So you breathe in, lengthen through the front of the body, and breathe in and either come to a straight back or round the back. So let's do one more. Really mobilizing the spine. And it's got many benefits when you work with the spine, whether you're going from that forward position to upright or to rounding the back. You're massaging your digestion, you're getting your cerebrospinal fluid flowing through that spinal cord really well, and that can be very helpful for your nervous system. So it's a very lovely way to work. And then let's just pick up the shoulders and let's let them go quickly. Let them go slowly. And then do whichever one felt like it made the most space in your body. And then pause. Great. So already, hopefully, you can feel some of those benefits just of moving. And if you were short of time one day, you know, you could always do just part of the sequence, just starting with the warm-ups may be very beneficial to move and to stretch. So let's pick up one heel and push the ball of the foot down into the floor. You can move the foot from side to side if that's comfortable for your foot and your ankle. And then putting the tops of the toes down. So feet stretches are a really good way to help your balance, to help your knee joints, your ankles, your hips, your shoulders even. Pushing the back of the foot down on the floor, the backs of the toes, and then pop the foot down. We do it on the other side. Pushing the ball of the foot down into the floor. Notice what that feels like. Maybe roll it a little if that feels nice. Keep that comfortable. And then we put the tops of the toes down. Pause there. Notice that lovely stretch. And then we bring the backs of the toes onto the floor and pop the foot down. Well done. And then maybe looking down at your toes and see if you can push all the toes down onto the floor apart from one big toe. See if you can lift one big toe up. Maybe make it wave. And then doing that on the other side, pick up the big toe, see if you can make it wave. And remember, if this is uncomfortable, well, if this is hard to do, you can always touch the toe and while you're looking at it, and that just gives your brain an idea. It helps it to find it inside. I know that sounds a bit daft, but your brain probably can move your big toe. It's just forgotten how. So if you touch the toe, that helps it to remember. And this is what I had to do on my left foot. I couldn't move my big toe on its own to start with. And then once you get the hang of that and it's easy to move the big toes, you might like to push your big toe down hard and pick the middle three up. And you stretch the toes out like a cat stretches its toes, and then pop them down. And then doing that on the other side. This is really good. I don't know if you can feel how the arches of your feet change as you do that. It's really good for your pelvic floor muscles. Because the arches of your feet connect up into the pelvic arch of the muscles there. Wonderful. Well done. Okay, so we're going to work with this beautiful sequence now. So do keep it nice and comfortable. Let's come to a sitting version of Tadasana, the mountain pose. And we check we're nice and even on the sitting bones. And then lift up out of the hips. Shoulders relax. As we breathe out, we're going to lift the pelvic floor very lightly, as much as a butterfly would move its wings. And just pause there and breathe. If you're not sure where your pelvic floor is, sometimes people aren't too sure. What I suggest you do is you imagine that you're walking into a cold sea. That's an easy image or a comfortable image to have. And as you walk into that sea and that cold, cold water starts to come up your legs and it gets higher and higher and higher and higher. When that cold sea gets to the top of your legs, if you just imagine that, those muscles that lift up, those are your pelvic floor muscles. So we all have them, men and women, because we all have, you know, the same anatomy of the pelvis, really strong bone structure in your pelvis, and it's lined with all these beautiful muscles that interlock, and they're very strong, and they can hold you and support you. And so we don't need to hold them tight. They're strong muscles. They will tighten more, as we felt. When we take the arms up over the head, you can feel those muscles tighten and then relax. But we can tone them a little bit, and so we're going to work with that a bit today. So as we breathe out, we're going to lift those muscles really lightly And then just pause and breathe. And if you're not sure how it feels to lift them lightly, let's try a couple of different things. So if it's comfortable for you, as you breathe out, tighten your pelvic floor muscles really hard. It's like 100%. And then soften. And next time you breathe out, do them half as much, like 50%. And soften. It's a bit interesting, but give it a go. And the next time you breathe out, maybe do that half as much again, so that's like 25%. And then soften. And then you could go back to that 25% if that felt about right for you. So you want to be able to move and breathe and talk really comfortably with your pelvic floor lightly lifted. Or if you want, you could do half as much again, which would be that like 12%. So it's very subtle, it's very small movement, and then the muscles will tighten more as you need them. Okay, so let's get comfortable. We're going to feel the feet on the earth. I'm going to lift up out of the hips. I'm going to relax the shoulders and just take the back of the crown of the head up towards the wall behind you. And pause for a moment and breathe. And maybe as you feel your feet resting on the earth, you could feel perhaps the strength and the stability of the earth filling your feet. If your feet don't really easily reach onto the floor when you're sat on a chair, do have something under them like a rolled up yoga mat or a cushion or a couple of books even, just something to hold your feet so that you can push down into the floor. Okay, so we're feeling that earth beneath the feet really supporting us and holding us, and you might like to as well feel through your sitting bones the chair. Imagine the chair growing roots down into the earth as well. So you're really rooted, really supported in this beautiful posture. And then we're going to work with the hands a little bit. So we're going to cross the arms in front of the body. It's a bit like you're pulling off a t-shirt, it's that sort of movement. So you're going to take the elbows up, you're going to take the arms up and open the arms wide and then let them come down. And obviously if that's not comfortable for you, make it smaller. So the other arm might cross in front, breathe in. I'll make a smaller movement so you can see, and breathe out. So however feels comfortable for your shoulders, just breathing in and breathing out. And if you don't like to work with the breath, just breathe normally. Breathing in, beautiful soft movement. Arms float up and breathing out. And as you're feeling that strength of the earth beneath your feet, strength of the earth beneath the sitting bones, maybe draw some of that strength into your body and imagine you can surround yourself with a feeling of strength. Breathing in that beautiful idea of strength, and as you breathe out, maybe feel as though you're giving yourself like a shield of invincibility, a shield of strength all around you. And let's do it once more on each side. Breathing in, breathing out, and then with the other arm in front, drawing in that strength and surrounding yourself with strength. Brilliant. And then we're going to take the hands into the heart at prayer position and just pause for a second there. You can cross the thumbs if you want to. And we're going to do a position called Utkatasana, chair of the heart pose. So we're going to push the feet down into the floor and then raise the arms up above the head. Keep breathing and then take the hands back down. If it's not comfortable for you to take the hands up high, you could do it lower. Push the feet down, raise the arms and then soften. And some of the people I work with, they prefer to take their arms in front. That's easier, more comfortable, so you could do it like that. And then come back. And if it's okay for you to work with the breath, we're going to breathe in as we push down, as we grow tall, as we reach. And breathing out, coming back. And just one more time. So very gentle strengthening of the legs. You might feel the tummy muscles lift as the arms go up. And then you come back down. Lovely. You're going to take the arms out in front. And imagine maybe that you're hugging a tree. I'm going to bring the hands in towards the chest. And then turn the palms and soften them away. So breathing in, the hands come into the chest. And breathing out, we soften. You could imagine maybe, if you were enjoying that idea of surrounding yourself with strength, you could imagine that you're breathing strength deep into your body. And as you breathe out, you send that strength to where it's needed through your body. So maybe right down into your legs, into your feet, maybe through the arms and the chest, or maybe upwards into the neck. So you feel the whole of your body beautifully strengthened and energized. Well done. And then we're going to bring the hands onto the knees and lift up tall. So we want to have the shoulders over the hips. You want to be sitting forward in your chair. We're going to do a bit of a twist. So we're going to lift up out of the hips and just keep the twist really comfortable for you. Only go as far as feels lovely. And we're going to turn around to your right. So maybe you let the left hand touch the right knee. Maybe you look over that shoulder and breathe. And then we're going to come back to the centre. And we're going to lift up, turning to your left. And just pause there for a moment and breathe. And then come back to the centre. We're going to do it once more on each side. So lifting up, breathing out. We're just going to twist. And if it's comfortable for you, just stay there for a moment. Have that awareness that the head is really upright on the shoulders. The shoulders are up above the hips. And you're staying really tall. And when we hold a twist like this, it can be very, very strengthening for the bones of the back. And then we come back to the centre, lifting up tall. We're going to twist around to your left and keep breathing. Have that awareness that the head is up over the shoulders are over the hips. You're really tall. And you're just strengthening the bones in your back. And then we come back to the centre. So just remember, because we're holding those twists, you want them to be nice and comfortable. All right, we're going to do a lovely arm movement now. So we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, let the palms turn up, turn the hands around and let them open out behind you. So you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades, palms turn up. And if you look forward and wiggle your fingers, you'll just see the fingers out of the corner of your eyes. And then turn the hands the other way and open the shoulder blades a bit behind you. So we're going to breathe in and open. And breathing out and relax. Breathing in and open. And breathing out and relax. Just bring a beautiful sense of ease into the shoulders and the arms and the wrists and the fingers. Okay. And then we're going to turn the palms to face upwards, and we're going to maybe look towards the right hand and let the left hand rotate. So it's like one of those Egyptian pictures. And then we're going to pick the shoulders up, drop them down, stretch the other way. Breathing in to lift, breathing out to stretch. Breathing in to lift, breathing out, you relax the shoulders and you stretch. So it's really fluid, gentle, soft movement that's easing your shoulders and your neck and bringing you to a state of relaxation and peace. Well done. And relax the hands down. So we're going to work into a pose called, it's sitting cat again, actually. We're going to separate the feet and lift up out of the hips. When we do this standing up, it can be very, very strengthening because you take the feet wide and you hold it there for a bit, and that feels quite strengthening for the core. So we're going to just adapt it a little bit, obviously, for sitting. And to lift up out of the hips, maybe take the hands onto the inner legs. We're going to push into the feet and just lengthen through the front of the body, just like we did in the warm-up, and then come back to a more upright position. So we're going to breathe in, lengthen through the front of the body, and breathing out, come to a more upright position. What you might notice as we do this with the legs a little bit wider apart is that the pelvis has got a bit more freedom to move, and we're really stretching the pelvic floor as you come forward, and then the pelvic floor sort of springs back up as you come more upright, breathing in, coming forward, breathing out, coming up. And just like in the warm-up, if you want to stay with this upright posture, coming back to an upright posture, if you have osteoporosis, things going on with the bones, very welcome to do that If you want to round the back a little bit more, you could maybe just bring the chin down and then pull round the back more. Breathing in, lengthen. Only do that if it feels comfortable. One more time. Brilliant, well done. And then we're going to get really long in the back and we're going to lean forwards. We're going to twist these cats. So we're going to keep a really long spine and we're going to take your left elbow onto your left knee and just gently twist a bit towards the right, lifting that right shoulder up and pause for a moment. It's really working into the upper back there. And then come back to the centre, lifting up. And we'll go the other way. We're going to take the right elbow on the right knee, lengthening through the spine so we've not got a round back before we move. Lengthening through the spine and then we twist around towards your left and come back. And let's do it once more on each side. So we're going to lengthen from your right hip all the way up to your right shoulder, coming back to the centre. Turning the other way, we're going to lengthen from your left hip all the way up to the shoulder and come back. Well done. And we're going to do a forward bend. We're going to lift up tall and we're going to hinge forward. So maybe let's start with the elbows on the knees and you've got the head lifted and your back is in a beautiful straight line from the crown of your head right down into your tailbone. And maybe push the feet down into the floor and just enjoy how there's a feeling of connection between the feet and the legs and the lower back. You might notice that. If you have osteoporosis, things going on with the bones, just staying here. Otherwise, if it's comfortable for you, you might want to go a little bit lower, but we're still keeping the head in line with the spine. And breathe here. Really reaching the tailbone towards the back of the chair. If you have high blood pressure or a heart condition or a hiatus hernia, just staying here. Otherwise, if you want to, you could take the hands lower, only if that's suitable for you today and it's comfortable and easy, and you might be able to relax the head. So some people might love that, but if it doesn't feel right for you, there's no need for you to do it. No prize for making yourself uncomfortable. The prize is for listening to your body. And then we're going to push into the feet and take the hands on the legs. And we're going to come back up. Beautiful. And work the shoulders around. Lovely. And we're going to do a really lovely wide-legged stretch now. That's going to work your inner thighs a little bit. So we're going to separate the feet out wider if it's comfortable. Lift up tall. We're just going to relax forward. And lengthen, so reach the tailbone towards the back of the chair and get really, really long in the body. Just staying here for a few moments and notice how you can push the feet into the floor, how you can lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head, and just be with how that feels. You can go lower if that feels comfortable for you, but we're still keeping the back straight. And then we're going to bring yourself up and take the hands on the knees, bring yourself all the way up and zigzag the feet in. Well done. Just give the tops of the legs a bit of a rub. So we're going to work into a movement now just to free up. We've worked a lot with the hips, with the lower back, with the pelvic floor. We're going to free up that stuff. We're going to let it float away. So we're going to breathe in very gently, draw the right foot towards you, and if it's comfortable for you, just gently straighten that leg out. Breathing in and breathing out. And remember, you can imagine yourself doing this. I'll just do it one more time. And on the other leg, we're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in, breathe out. One more time. And then we'll let the foot relax down. Just check you're nice and comfortable. Relaxing the shoulders. And take a moment, maybe close the eyes or softly gazing. ahead of you, and just take a moment to notice how it feels in your body. Maybe feeling into your feet. We've stretched the feet and the toes and the ankles and the calves. We've stretched your knees a little bit, strengthened them a little bit. We've worked into the thigh muscles, we've strengthened the fronts of the thighs, and we've stretched the insides of the thighs and the backs of the thighs. We've worked into your pelvis, we've done a little bit of forward and backward tilting. We did a couple of side bends. We did some twists. So all these movements really help to tone the pelvic floor. Very, very beneficial for your pelvic floor just to move and have your body in different positions. That can really help to keep it fit and active. All those movements of the pelvis have worked into your spine, and what that does is it helps your digestive system, which is sitting right here. It helps your central nervous system, which has got nerves running up and down through the spine. It's really beneficial, of course, for the actual back itself, for the muscles and the nerves, and the bones and the discs. The twists help to strengthen the spine bones a little bit. And then we've really worked to release tension in the upper chest and the upper back. We've worked all the joints in the arms, moved the head a little bit in the twist. So really work through the whole body. It's a very, very beneficial sequence to work with. So we're going to work now a little bit with some of the muscles you might want to strengthen if you were thinking about your core. And so core muscles, often we think about the pelvic floor, we think about the lower tummy muscles, transverse abdominis it's called, and the lower back muscles. And also you can include in that your gluteal muscles and your iliopsoas. So we're going to work with all of those. So let's start with the buttock muscles, the gluteals. If you sit a lot, these muscles can sort of switch off and forget that it would be helpful for them to tighten sometimes. And they help with things like walking, running, climbing the stairs. You know, they're good muscles to have on your side. So we're going to just start by squeezing the muscles tight. Squeeze the buttock muscles tight together and let go. And we're going to do that on the out breath. We're going to squeeze the muscles tight as you breathe out, and as you breathe in, relax. And let's do one more like that. Squeeze and relax. If you're not sure if anything's happening, you could take your hands on your belly. It feels a bit daft, doesn't it? But just like when we were working with the toes earlier, it gives your brain another way of accessing what's going on there. So squeeze the buttocks tight and let them go. And if that's difficult for you, if it's hard to do, just keep going with that and practice it. But if it's really easy for you, see if you can tighten one buttock and then the other one. Just tightening one buttock, all the time working on the out breath. And let's do it once more, squeezing, letting go, squeezing and letting go. And then just squeeze them both and soften. So you might find that that it was easy to squeeze one buttock and not the other one, and when you tried one side you could do it just that, and when you did it on both, on the other side you were squeezing them both, and that would be a very normal thing to feel. So you know, don't worry about that. It builds up with practice. Your brain gets better at working out what to do, and your body gets better at listening. All right, so we're going to do a really lovely one now that can work with the muscles on the inner thigh, the iliopsoas that hooks from the inner thigh, it goes up into your pelvis, and it also helps your pelvic floor a little bit. You want to sit nice and forward on your chair, and maybe we're going to straighten one leg out, and then just let it relax, let the foot relax out to the side. We're going to lift up tall, so breathing out, maybe lift the pelvic floor muscles, and then really gently, breathing normally, you're going to pull that foot along the floor, keeping the foot and the knee turned out. Bring it all the way up to the other foot and then turn it to face forward. So we'll do that on the other side. We'll take that foot forward, just letting that foot and knee gently fall out to the side, lifting up out of the hips, pelvic floor lifts, and then slowly going to draw that foot in, nice and gently, nice and peacefully, and then bring the foot in. Well done. So these movements work when you do them slowly. If you do them quickly, you're firing off different muscles there, so it's a good one to do slowly. So just very gently and slowly drawing that knee in, and you might notice your pelvic floor working, Might feel your inner thigh working a little bit. And we'll do it. If it's not comfortable if you do movements like this sitting, you could always try them lying down. It's very effective lying on the back, and you would have your knees bent to start with, just like we're doing, and then straighten one leg out. So we'll do one more on each side. Just keeping that really comfortable. The foot flops out, and then you slowly draw that foot along the floor. And it's really effective movement. One of the things it's doing is it's just helping you to notice what it feels like as these muscles work, and that can be enough sometimes to really help your body feel into things. Well done. Just give yourself a bit of a jiggle. Okay, we're going to work by pushing the feet into the floor now. These can be really strengthening. So we're going to push your right foot down into the floor as you breathe out, and then relax, and push your left foot down into the floor as you breathe out, and then relax. We're going to do a couple like that. Breathing out, you push the right foot down. Breathing in, you soften. And breathing out, you push the left foot down. And breathing in, you soften. Brilliant. And then we'll try both feet together. Breathing out, push both feet down. You might feel like you're about to take off. That'd be a good thing. And breathing in, you soften. Breathing out, you push the feet down. And breathing in, you soften. And let's notice what happens. So let's work back on one leg. So your right leg, as you push it down, do you feel your calf muscles, your inner thigh, your pelvic floor, your buttocks, lower back, all those muscles, the tummy, they tighten. And then on the other side, notice what you can feel on that leg. And relax. Well done. So if you find it, a bit of a challenge sometimes to get up out of your chair, these are really good ones to work with to strengthen those muscles. And we're going to work with the tummy muscles a little bit by moving the arms, just like we were doing in the warm-up. We're going to lift up out of the hips, and we're going to just gently breathe out, lift the pelvic floor muscles a tiny bit, and then let them tighten more as the arms come out in front of you, and then relax them down. And we're going to do that again. Keep the arms out in front of you if that feels better for you, or you can take them all the way out if that feels nice. And bring the hands down. This time, maybe let's take the arms out to the side and feel how that works, and bring them down. Taking them out to the side, feel your tummy muscles tighten, and bring the arms down, feel them relax a little. We'll do it once more, taking the hands out to the side or all the way up above the head, whatever works best for you, and then bringing the hands down. Well done. So it's a really lovely way to start strengthening the tummy muscles, start strengthening the pelvic floor. If you want to, we can put both of those together. We'll do it on the out breath, and if it feels too much, then leave it. So we're going to push down through the feet. We're going to take the arms up, push down, breathing out, and then relax and soften as you breathe in. So we'll do it 2 more times. Maybe take the arms out to the side, push with the feet, lift with the arms, and then come back. 1 more time. And soften as you breathe out. And maybe you could really feel all those muscles working well. So it's a good one to work with. You might like to do it every other day to start with, see what that felt like. And if it felt great, build up to every day and several times a day if you want to. I would do maybe, build up to 10 at a time and leave it like that. That's a good amount to work with. So it's a really lovely way to notice the connection between how you move your body and how your core muscles are working. And it'll give them a good sort of introductory toning as well. All right then, we're going to work a little bit with the inner and outer thighs, and I'd like you to keep this really comfortable. So I'm going to use my fists and take them inside my knees. But if that doesn't feel right for you, you could have a cushion or something fairly firm. And you could just place that between the knees. And as you breathe out, just gently squeeze the knees together and breathing in and soften. Breathing out, squeeze the knees together and breathing in and soften. And one more time, breathing out, squeeze the legs together and breathing in and soften. Give the knees a rub. We're going to do that taking the hands on the outside of the thighs as well. So I'm going to do it once. I'm going to go and get my strap and show you how you could do it with a strap. So just push. You could push the knees into the hands and relax. But that can be quite an effort because you're using the arms as well. So excuse me, I'm going to get this strap and show you. So you don't need to have a yoga strap. This is in fact an old belt. And you could have a belt or a tie, something like that, or a yoga strap. You don't want to have any, it's not a stretchy thing you're looking for. It's something that's fairly solid and nothing, too precious. So you take the strap underneath your legs and you're going to take it over the top of the legs and cross it. And then take hold of it nice and firm. And what you're going to do is, holding that strap tight, is just push the legs into the strap and then let go. And push the legs into the strap and let go. And one more time, as you breathe out, push the legs into the strap, keep breathing, and then soften. Well done. And then relax that down. Just going to put that out of the way. So that's how you would use it with a strap. Really lovely way just to strengthen those muscles. And they can be very useful, these muscles on the outside here, for going upstairs and things like that. They can be very good ones to strengthen. All right then. So we're just going to finish all that lovely strengthening with a really nice wide-legged stretch again, just working into those hips. So we're going to lift up out of the hips, get lovely and tall, and then relax forward and pause and breathe. So we're going to reach the tailbone towards the back of the chair. We're going to keep the head in line with the spine. You could push the heels down, you could push the balls of the feet down. And just breathe there for a moment or two. And maybe what we'll do, keeping it nice and comfy for you, is we'll just walk body towards that left leg and come back to the front, go towards the right leg. Come back to the front. We'll do that once more on each side, going towards the left leg and then going towards the right leg. So you're getting that beautiful little bit of a stretch there into the hips, into the inner thighs. And we'll finish with my favourite leg stretch in the whole world, taking one leg out in front of you. And you're sitting towards the front of your chair, making sure you're nice and secure. And you pick up the toes of that straighter leg. It's not comfortable to have the legs straight, have the knees slightly soft. And you can also relax the toes if it doesn't feel nice. If it feels good, we're going to lift up tall and we're going to lean forwards, but keeping the back straight. And you're really working into the back of that thigh. So just keep breathing for a moment. Only go as far forward as feels comfortable for you. So for you, it might be a stretch if you're here, and that's great. So just notice the stretch. That's what we're about, is noticing the sensations. We're not trying to contort the body into any position that doesn't feel right for you. And then coming back up, and we'll do it on the other side, straightening that other leg. Lift up tall. Remember, you can have the knee soft if you want. You can have the foot relaxed if that feels better. Going to lift up and then relax forward and breathe. Such an effective stretch. And you might notice that as well as working into the back of the leg, you're actually also releasing the tailbone and the lower back a little bit, because it all joins up. Your leg muscles connect into the lower back, into the pelvis, and then that connects into the lower back. So it's all joined up. It's just an amazing, wonderful thing. Your body, it's really gorgeous. And then coming back up to a sitting position. And let's take the shoulders around. Well done. So we've done a little bit of strengthening there. Hopefully you can notice all the things we've done. We've worked with buttock muscles, we've worked with the pelvic floor and iliopsoas, we've strengthened the inner thighs and the outer thighs. So lots of lovely stuff there. And you might notice that you've made a bit of space in the hips and the lower back. It feels a bit more spacious, and you feel like, it's a really good way to feel. So if you did enjoy those movements, you could practice them on a more regular basis if you would like to. And you've earned your relaxation now. Well done. So we'll have about 10 minutes relaxing. So you might like to sit yourself back in the chair. If you're the sort of person who falls asleep when you're relaxing, maybe you should sit in a chair with arms, or on your sofa, or even lie down on a bed or on the floor. So just make sure you're going to be really, really comfortable and secure. So we're going to work through the body, tightening and relaxing muscles. I'm going to stay sitting fairly upright, but if you want to lean back against your chair, of course you could do that. And the point of the relaxation is to relax. So do allow yourself to let go. Maybe take the phone off the hook. Decide what you're going to do if the doorbell rings. You don't have to answer it. You know, just decide how you'd like to work with this special time just for you, just for the next few minutes. So we're going to relax then. Let's make sure you're nice and comfortable. We're going to push the feet down into the floor and then let them soften. We're going to squeeze the buttock muscles and let go. Squeeze the pelvic floor muscles and the tummy muscles and soften. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and relax. Lengthening the arms towards the feet and soften. And just let the hands rest where it feels right for you. Maybe you want the palms up, maybe down, maybe by your sides. On your back, it can be nice to have them on your tummy. And then we're going to just lift up. Let's pick the shoulders up and soften them. Lift up through the back of the crown of the head. And if it's okay for your neck, slowly turning towards the right. And then you come back to the centre and you slowly turn towards the left and then come back. Oh, beautiful. That movement really helps to relax the body. A really lovely way to bring yourself into a calmer state, just simply moving the neck. So maybe we'll tighten up the face and the jawbone, angry face, and then relax. And then maybe opening the mouth and having a yawn or moving the jaw from side to side. And then relax the mouth, raising the eyebrows and softening. And just allow yourself now to rest really comfortably. And you might like to imagine that where you're resting is really lovely and warm. And you've got that beautiful warmth filling the soles of your feet. Maybe the soles of your feet feel really lovely and warm and relaxed, and each toe feels soft. And you could imagine that warmth moving into your heel and into your ankle. Lovely warmth is flowing up into the shin bones and the calf muscles, just relaxing any tension out of the lower legs. And then imagining warmth coming into your right knee, into your left knee, letting go. Warmth flowing into the left thigh, into the right thigh, bringing softness as you feel the thighs gently relax. And you allow that warmth to flow into your hip bones, really relaxing the bones, really relaxing the muscles of that joint. Just letting go. And then you feel that beautiful warmth flowing in towards the pelvis. Relaxing your pelvis with softness. Feeling the muscles soothed and peaceful. No need to hold on now. You can let go and relax. Allowing that beautiful warmth to flow into your tummy, into your abdomen. Relaxing the tummy muscles, relaxing the organs inside you. Soothing and calming. Allowing warmth to flow upwards into the chest. Filling the ribs with relaxation, filling the heart, filling the lungs, so that every breath is peaceful. So that with every beat of your heart, rivers of peace flow through your body. And then bring the awareness around through the ribs and into the back of the body, all the way down into the tailbone. And perhaps imagine beautiful warmth filling your tailbone, filling the lower back. And as that warmth gently flows upwards through your spine, maybe feeling it spread outwards into the muscles, so the muscles of the lower back really soften and ease. And you feel that beautiful warmth flowing towards the mid-back and the muscles of the mid-back relaxing. And warmth flows up into the upper back, spreading outwards along the ribs, along the shoulder blades, into the shoulders. So all the muscles of your back really eased and relaxed and softened. Beautiful warmth flowing through your spine. And then the awareness comes into your right shoulder, and perhaps you can feel warmth in your right shoulder, flowing into your upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, hand and fingers. Beautiful warmth, relaxing the palm of your hand, and then gently the awareness flows back up through your arm, into your shoulder, and that warmth spreads across your shoulders towards the left shoulder. And you allow that beautiful warmth to flow down your left arm, relaxing the upper arm and the elbow. Beautiful warmth flowing into the forearm and the wrist, the hands and the fingers. Just feeling the warmth in that left palm. And then gently your awareness flows back up through the arm, up into the shoulders. And maybe you feel that lovely warmth filling the neck, relaxing the neck, relaxing the throat, allowing warmth to fill the back of your head, to flow into the jawbone, softening the jawbone, relaxing the neck, the throat, the mouth. Beautiful warmth flowing up into your cheeks, into your eyes, and the nose, up into the forehead and the crown of the head. And just allowing yourself to rest there now for a few moments of stillness and peace. Just allowing yourself to rest and to be. And if your mind becomes busy or distracted, or if you would like your mind to have a job, you could affirm to yourself, I breathe in peace, breathing out, I let go. I breathe in peace, breathing out, I let go. And then very gently allowing your breath to deepen a little bit, drawing a bit more awareness into your body and into your mind. Maybe affirming to yourself, I feel strong in my body and in my mind. I feel strong in my body and in my mind. And again, we allow that breath to deepen. And you could imagine maybe beautiful, warm sunlight beginning to reawaken you. And you could imagine that lovely sunlight warming the crown of your head, reawakening the forehead and the eyes. As you imagine sunlight warm the face, you could think of the face reawakening and tingling a little. Beautiful sunlight filling the jawbone, reawakening the back of your head, the whole of your head now, light-filled, reawakening and refreshed. Perhaps imagining that gentle sunlight reawakening the muscles of the neck, balancing the throat. Imagining sunlight filling the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands and fingers, energizing and rebalancing every cell in your arms. Beautiful sunlight flowing through your spine, your strong, beautiful spine, reawakened, strengthened, refreshed and balanced by this yoga, by this relaxation. As your breath deepens, you could imagine sunlight filling the chest, filling the ribs and the heart and the lungs. Imagining sunlight perhaps pouring down into the abdomen, reawakening all the organs of the body, nourishing and renewing, revitalizing, balancing the systems of the body. Perhaps imagining sunlight filling your pelvis, strengthening the bones of the pelvis, reawakening the muscles so that they work as they're needed to support you and they relax when they're not needed. And then gently allowing that sunlight, imagine it filling the legs, the hips, thighs, knees, shins, ankles, feet and toes. And just taking a moment maybe just to notice how it feels in your body after the relaxation, just acknowledging that. There's no right answer, it's not always that you have to feel amazing. Just notice how it feels and just acknowledge that for a moment. Maybe having a sense of gratitude for all the things your body does for you, the movements it makes, the breathing, the circulation, the digestion, all the ways your body helps you to live your life. Maybe noticing your thoughts and your emotions and acknowledging them for a moment. And thoughts and emotions can feel very powerful, but we can learn just to stand back from them a little bit, to create a little bit of distance and to watch them rather than to get swept along by them. And that's the power of yoga, really. That's what it teaches us to do when we practice. So maybe just acknowledging your thoughts and emotions as they are and reminding yourself that in your heart center, just behind the breastbone, your energetic heart center, you have a beautiful store of peace and light and wholeness, always there, that you can tap into whenever you need it. So maybe then, just taking the arms in a comfortable place, have a stretch, maybe have a yawn, maybe relax forward a little bit to lengthen the lower back. And then bringing yourself up into a sitting position. I thought we'd finish with a mudra. A mudra is often a hand gesture, not always, but often. This one is, it's the gesture of inner strength. So we just take clasped hands very gently and let the thumbs rest near the breastbone. And the elbows are relaxed. We're not pushing the hands hard together. It's very gentle, soft mudra. And you could maybe take a moment to feel how it is, to have the heels of the hand touching, to feel the, sorry, that was just my computer making a noise, to feel the fingers resting against the backs of the hands. And just pause for a moment and breathe there. And you could perhaps just affirm to yourself, I feel strong in my body and in my mind. I feel strong in my body and in my mind. And then we just take the hands together into Anjali Mudra, prayer position, and we bow forward, sealing in the benefits of this practice. Thank you for joining me.